Hello, everyone. In this episode, we talk about the pool of available relationship candidates through a lens or perspective called 10-80-10 that I am borrowing from an entirely unrelated discipline, police work and law enforcement. Now, that comparison might sound nuts, but hear me out. I think looking at the dating and relationship problem domain through different lenses can be helpful and informative. It can help you make any needed adjustments to your attitude and approach to meeting someone special. And it can help with how you think about what you have observed in your own experience with dating and what is available out there. This is another installment in our self-improvement series where we highlight different ways to improve yourself, to be the best person you can be and therefore more attractive to the opposite sex. As you continue to improve every day, bit by bit and step by step, you will see that will draw people to you as your confidence increases and you project that great positive energy. We'll get into all of that right after a brief word from our amazing sponsor, me. Hi everyone, welcome to the Gentleman's Guide to Flirting. I am David, the author of the book of the same name, Gentleman's Guide to Flirting, available on Amazon.com. I am also your host and the exalted leader of the Gentleman's Guide to Flirting empire. You will be able to find this content on YouTube or wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Thank you for joining. Let's get started. Welcome back, and welcome to episode 14 of the Gentleman's Guide to Flirting. I am David, the exalted leader of the Gentleman's Guide to Flirting movement and author of the book by the same name. In this series of YouTube videos and podcasts, we cover a range of material that supplements and extends the Gentleman's Guide to Flirting book. In this episode, I want to talk about something that perhaps you may not have heard about, 10-80-10. 10-80-10 is a concept that I first heard about several years ago when I was hanging out for a week with a bunch of police officers. They told me that the population at large can sometimes be broken down into three groups, 10, 80, and 10. The top 10% are people who will never do anything wrong whether you are watching them or not. The bottom 10% are people who will do bad things regardless of whether you are watching them or not. That middle 80%, well, they won't do anything if they think they will get caught, but might do something wrong otherwise. So, what the heck does that have to do with dating and relationships? I'd like to explore that to see if that makes sense or offers any insights or help in dating. First, let's take a look at it from the women's point of view. How might they think the pool of males is a 10-80-10 thing? When you speak to some women, they might think all of the good men are taken, and all they are seeing on the dating sites are the leftovers from the bottom 10%. She might feel that the top two tiers have been fished to extinction, so to speak, and she is frustrated. So in her mind, using the same 10-80-10 model, the top 10% are perfection, perfect guys, perfect mates, husband material. The bottom 10% are unworkable, unacceptable candidates. And that middle 80% is most of what she comes across in her daily life. And some of those people may be okay. There may be works in progress that are acceptable, that are trending up. That may be her conception of 10-80-10. Now, I don't mean to diminish anyone's personal dating experiences, but I think the women who feel that way are being overly negative. The perception that the pool of available guys is mostly or exclusively the bottom 10% just isn't the case. If they are having problems meeting someone, something else is wrong. As you use the methods in the book to meet women, you are going to quickly come across examples of ladies who feel exactly this way, ladies that are very frustrated. If you are interested in her, you're going to have to show her that you aren't one of the bad ones. And that is okay, because we have many ways of doing that, perfectly covered in the book. Overcoming and addressing her concerns and questions and doubts in the highest quality ways is what the book is about, and a large part of the reason why I made the effort to write the thing in the first place. All right, What I'm about to say next is one of those tough love things I say from time to time. What if women who have themselves together never pick you? What if they never pick you? It's possible they perceive you as too low on their own conception on a 10-80-10 scale. But what if they are right? You have some work to do. And don't feel alone or singled out or in despair if that rings true to you. I had major problems with my mindset when I was young that I needed to bulldoze to the ground and completely rebuild to get where I am at today. The good news for you is I'm taking all my experiences, my observations over many years, and I've included them in this book. You don't have to go through the multi-year painful process that I did to get here. All right, now let's take a look at it from the guy's point of view. Let's flip it around. Are all the good women already taken? What has been your experience? When you see someone you like the most, is there always a wedding ring on her finger, or does she always have a boyfriend? That might happen a lot because the best women are in just as much demand as the best men are. How do you know where she is at today on the 10-80-10 scale? If she is lower on that scale than you would like now, does that even matter? Is it okay for her to be a work in progress? You are a work in progress too, so am I, and I will be that way for the rest of my life. Who's perfect? But I say that if you follow the principles in the book, it doesn't matter where she is at in the top 2 tiers of the 10-80-10 model because she will rise up with you. If you believe she is a bottom 10% type person, maybe you should stay away, filter her out. Focus on those top 2 tiers. It doesn't matter where she is at in the top 2 tiers of the 10-80-10 model because she will rise up with you. You bring people up as you improve every day. We cover this in the first half of part 1 in the book. The reason why you work so hard to improve yourself every day, to pile up those small but important wins every day, is not for yourself. It is for the people you care the most about. If she works out and ends up being one of those people, her boat will rise in every way right alongside yours. So, maybe 10-80-10 is more useful for her than it is for you. Your mindset and the way you conduct yourself helps others rise to the uppermost part of that 80% in the middle and later to the uppermost 10%. You're like a factory that helps improve those around you as you improve yourself every day. See how that works? It is different for you than her. How am I going to help you? How does the book help? In part 1 of the book, we talk about your mindset. If you have things that you need to bulldoze, like I touched on before, that is where that might surface for you in the book. The second half of part 1 helps you figure out what qualities you need in a woman. Once you have that sorted out, and that isn't an easy task, I'll tell you up front, then parts 2 and 3 are more fun and have tons of reusable material and advice to help you with meeting women either in person and or online. Part 4 helps you from that first date forward to a long-term relationship. If that sounds good to you, pick up a copy of the book when it is released on Amazon.com, which should be late November or early December of 2020. Also, either subscribe to this YouTube channel or the podcast. I release at least one video and podcast every week on Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time with supplemental material that either adds to what's in the book or further elaborates on some key concept related to the book or personal excellence or life in general. The thread that ties all of that content together is positivity and my desire to do my part to help improve the culture when it comes to men and women's relationships and their happiness. I mean every word of it when I say I intend to help millions of people over the coming years, and I will do whatever it takes to get that message out. All right, that is all that I have for this week. I am toiling away finalizing the book, making sure it is the best possible resource for you. Take care.